G'day viewers, my name is Michael and welcome back to Single Racer. And please excuse this slight head cold, but luckily for me I sound like this 99% of the time anyway. But yeah, the head's a bit congested, so excuse the nasally voice. But today I want to say a big thank you and a big shout out to the channel Go for Chucks Games, who put me onto this brand new track. Now the track might not be brand new, it might have been around a while, but it's the first time I've ever seen it, and it's called the Old Spanish Trial Highway. And now originally the channel Go for Chucks Games was essentially a drifting channel, but also covered live streaming of first person shooter style games as well. But he once mentioned that because of the drifting, he felt his actual racing craft wasn't up to the standard that he was happy with. So lately he's been focusing more or less solely on racing and getting better at racing. So when he showed off this track, he has been driving modern cars on this track. But when I saw the video of this track, to me it screamed old school. You know, it's a very classic old school type track. So there was no way that I was going to show this track off and not feature these cars, this pack of cars. And so of course I'm going to show off the best pack that I've ever owned, along with the RSR GT pack. And this is the GrandPrix pack by Bazza and DrDoomslab. Absolutely fantastic. And of course I'll have a link to both the car pack and the track in the description. But just for the record, I'm driving the Humberized livery for this car. Now the car is not modified in any way, it's just the livery, but this was done especially for me by Humble George, the Humble George channel, and he did a fantastic job, and I just want to show it off again. But it's just the livery or the skin, it has no effect on the car that you will download if you choose to. And so onto the race. Now just for a couple of housekeeping things, because of my voice and you know I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm doing a 5-lap race with 20 cars, but for some reason the leaderboard starts me off showing in 10th place when you can clearly see there's 20 cars on the track. So for some reason it only corrects itself in a replay after you cross the start finish line of the first lap. So that's why it's showing me in 10th place. And also these cars are fantastic, but if any creators have done any major races with open wheel cars, you know they get tangled up so often on the first corner, and these cars are a little worse for that. Nothing to do with the cars themselves, but just the nature of the racing. So I did like maybe 10 goes where they crashed or tangled up on the first lap. So I have a major accident around, I think it's the 4th lap, but I decided to just keep going because to be honest I was kind of just glad to get the 5 laps over and done with and survive it. So that's why I've left it in the actual race. And so I'll be showing two versions of the race itself, but also this track comes with, now it's just this standard external camera 7, but it's almost like a helicam view or a drone view if you like. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll show the two versions, but just not with the commentary because you know I'm just not feeling it in the voice. But also I'll show my actual RSR Hotlap, and you can have a go of this if you like. This is not a flat chat hot lap, it's just a kind of sort of 3/4-ish pace lap, and I'll do a slight bit of commentary over that, but you know nothing major because of the voice. So there's nothing more to do except let's go to the race. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later, and let's go racing. Oh, and I'll have 3 timestamps in the description, so you can just skip to whichever race version you prefer. Okay folks, so let's go for a flying lap of the old Spanish trial highway. Now the first corner, when you've never driven it, feels like you should slow down, but it's actually quite an open corner and very open to interpretation on how to take it. I kind of overdrive it a bit, like in my previous video that I talked about not doing, and now we have two S-bends. The first one you have to slow down for, but the second one feels more open when you've never driven the track, but it's actually tighter. It's quite deceptive, and I've probably crashed on this bend many times, so I'm still trying to learn the track, and now you have like a hairpin that just seems to go on forever. So flat chat through here as we come to the beautiful old Spanish trial sign here. It looks magnificent, and this track has a couple. So that was the first hairpin. This is another one where it's kind of hard. You feel you can go much faster, but see how badly I understeer. So it's kind of difficult to figure out the actual proper correct line, and I'm sure there'll be many versions of it if you decide to give it a go. And this track to me suits so many cars, so grab your favourite car, and if you like the track, give it a go. Here's the third, I think, hairpin, where it just feels like it goes on forever. But probably the two hardest corners are the last two. So here's another one, hairpin, and you think you should run the shallow line like I normally do, but I think the shaping of it, where you come out straighter like this, might be better, but of course there's plenty of room for improvement. And here are the last two corners. These two, to me, will take the most time off your lap, I think, if you get them right. Absolutely brilliant track, so give it a go if it appeals to you. Like I said, it suits all sorts of cars, so have a go. The link will be in the description as I muck up this second attempt here and call it quits. Okay folks, so there's a fairly easy RSR Hotlap. Now when I say easy, that's relative. Good if you're able to drive this car and learn the track, but I think I can get a 155 if I really push all those corners that I mucked up. So if you feel like it, have a go. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later.